Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys the Valiance, which is part of the Spiral Order weapon set. And we'll go ahead and take a closer look at the weapon. Now, the Valiance's most noticeable feature is definitely this bayonet that juts off the bottom of the gun. And as you can see, it has that little sparkle effect on the tip of the blade. The Valiance also has that little red checker pattern running along both sides. And there's what looks to be a little energy tank on this side. The gun also has that little volcanic ribbon running down from its grip. So, it's definitely a good looking weapon. Now for the gun's basic attack, you fire off 3 energy orbs, and as you can see, its attack speed is actually pretty decent. And the gun's charge attack is basically just a bigger version of its normal attack. So when you release it, it fires off a huge energy orb, and when it explodes, it looks like a miniature sun. And it's definitely one of my favorite charge attacks in Spiral Knights, gun-wise anyways. And now we'll be taking a closer look at some of the Valiance's stats and features. So the Valiance does pure normal damage, and as we previously saw, the gun has a pretty decent attack speed. And one feature that really attracted me to this gun was that it actually deals knockback. And that's actually extremely useful, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. Now because the gun is dealing pure normal damage, it means that we're always going to be dealing average damage, no matter what type of monster we go up against in Spiral Knights. And average damage is those blue numbers. Now, some pros and cons to dealing normal damage is that we'll never be able to deal great damage, but a plus to it is that we'll never have to worry about dealing horrible damage. So it's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. Normal damage, that is. And now we're going to take a look at the Valiance's knockback. And I'm going to be representing the knockback with a white starting mark and a white ending mark. And the distance in between those marks is actually the amount of knockback that we were able to deal to that zombie. Now, this feature is important because we're actually able to control our engagement with the monsters in Spiral Knights. And if you're a player that doesn't really like to get up close and personal with monsters, I would definitely recommend looking into this weapon. Now, the Valiance also has some pretty decent range on it, but if you decide to utilize that range, you have to remember that the distance between you and your target greatly reduces your chances of hitting it if it's far away, especially if you don't have auto aim equipped. But because the Valiance's shots are so big, that really helps with that distance. Now if you are interested in getting the Valiance, you'll first need to get your hands on a blaster. Then you can take your blaster to a super blaster. Then you can take your super to a master blaster. And finally, take your master blaster to a Valiance. And thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see you in Spiral Knights.